Hello everyone and welcome back to Mindful English. Mindful English is a podcast channel providing you a peaceful and relaxing way to learn English. You will get inspiration by the topics we discuss. By listening to our podcast every day, you can improve your listening skills and expand your vocabulary. Even you are a fluent English speaker. You can also learn about something that affects us all. I'm glad you're here to explore this with me, and I am your host Emma Smith. Today, we're going to talk about something that might sound a little bit strange at first: wasting your time smartly. But stick with me, because we're not talking about idleness. Instead, we're diving into the concept of intentionally wasting. Or we can say spending your time on things that are truly valuable. Think about it. We often hear about the importance of time management, of being productive, of squeezing every last drop out of our day. And while efficiency is certainly useful, sometimes the relentless pursuit of constant activity can leave us feeling drained and, ironically, less effective in the long run. What if I told you that the key to real focus and boosted productivity isn't about doing more, but about being more selective about what you do? This is where the idea of wasting your time smartly comes in. It's about consciously choosing to dedicate your precious time and energy to the tasks and activities that truly matter, even if they don't always feel like the most urgent or immediately rewarding. You might have heard of the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20th rule. It suggests that roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Smart people often intuitively understand this. They don't try to tackle every single task with equal intensity. Instead, they identify that crucial 20%, those high-impact activities, and they waste a disproportionate amount of their energy and time on them. This focused effort yields far greater returns than spreading themselves thin across a multitude of less important tasks. This idea extends beyond just work and productivity. A truly good life isn't solely built on relentless hard work. While effort is important, the foundation is often laid by the habits we cultivate. Think about it. Consistent small actions in areas like health, relationships, and personal growth compound over time, leading to significant positive outcomes. Spending time nurturing these habits, even if it feels like a small waste of time in the moment compared to a pressing deadline, is actually an incredibly valuable investment. So, how can we start wasting our time more smartly on valuable things? Here are 3 practical ways to weave this mindset into your daily life. First, and perhaps most crucially, don't even spend 1 minute on things that are truly not valuable. Now, I know this sounds straightforward, but let's really dig into what constitutes not valuable, and why even a little time spent on these things can be so detrimental. Think of your time and energy as a precious resource, like water in a desert. Would you pour that water onto dry sand that will never yield anything? Probably not. Yet, we often unknowingly or even knowingly pour our time into activities that offer little to no return on our investment. These non-valuable activities can take many forms. It might be endless scrolling through social media feeds, passively consuming information that doesn't enrich your mind or spirit. Or it could be getting drawn into unproductive online arguments that leave you feeling frustrated and drained. Perhaps it might be a saying yes to commitments that actually don't align with your priorities or values, simply out of obligation. Or maybe it's getting bogged down in tasks that could be delegated or simply aren't essential to your overall goals. The insidious thing about these time wasters is that they often feel easy or even momentarily pleasurable. That little dopamine hit from a new notification, the fleeting sense of connection from a social media interaction, the avoidance of a more challenging task by engaging in something mindless. These can be deceptively appealing. However, these small moments accumulate. Minutes turn into hours, and hours into days, leaving you wondering where your precious time has gone and feeling a sense of dissatisfaction or even regret. By consciously deciding to not even spend a single minute on these truly non-valuable activities, you're creating a powerful boundary. You're saying, my time and energy are important, and I will be more discerning about where I invest them. This isn't about being constantly busy. It's about being intentionally focused. It's about creating space for the things that truly matter by ruthlessly cutting out the noise. Start by identifying just 1 or 2 activities that consistently drain your time and energy, without providing any real benefit. Make a conscious effort to minimize or eliminate them entirely. You'll be surprised at the mental clarity and time that suddenly becomes available. Second, let's talk about the power of doing one thing at a time. In our modern, fast-paced world, multitasking is often lauded as a desirable skill. We pride ourselves on juggling emails while attending meetings, or watching videos while supposedly working. However, cognitive science tells us a different story. Our brains are not truly designed for simultaneous processing of complex tasks. What we often perceive as multitasking is actually rapid task switching, which comes with a significant cognitive cost. Each switch requires mental re-engagement, leading to reduced focus, increased errors, and ultimately, lower overall productivity. Think of trying to listen to 2 people speaking at the same time. You might catch snippets of both conversations, but you won't fully understand either. Similarly, when you try to do multiple things at once, your attention is divided, and you can't fully immerse yourself in any single task. This lack of deep focus not only impacts the quality of your work, but also diminishes the sense of satisfaction you derive from it. You're constantly in a state of partial engagement, never truly present with what you're doing. Wasting your time by focusing on just one thing at a time might feel counterintuitive initially. You might think you're being less efficient by not trying to squeeze in multiple tasks. However, the opposite is often true. When you dedicate your full attention to a single task, you're able to engage with it more deeply, understand it more thoroughly, and complete it more effectively. This focused attention allows for a state of flow, where you become fully absorbed in the activity, leading to greater creativity and a higher quality of output. Start small. Choose one task and commit to focusing solely on it for a set period, even if it's just 15 or 20 minutes. Silence notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and consciously bring your attention back to the task at hand whenever your mind wanders. You'll likely find that you not only complete the task more efficiently, but also experience a greater sense of calm and control. This deliberate waste of time on singular focus is an investment in deeper work and a more mindful approach to your tasks. And finally, let's address the pervasive influence of the digital world. Get away from digital distractions and set fixed times to read and respond to mobile messages and use the phone. Our smartphones and the internet are incredible tools, offering us unprecedented access to information and connection. However, they can also be relentless sources of distraction, constantly pulling us away from more meaningful pursuits. The endless stream of notifications, the allure of social media, the temptation to check emails, these digital sirens can easily derail our focus and consume vast amounts of our time without us even realizing it. Think about how often you pick up your phone without a specific purpose, only to find yourself scrolling through social media for 20 minutes. Or how a notification can interrupt a moment of deep concentration, shattering your focus and requiring significant mental effort to regain it. This constant connectivity creates a state of partial attention, making it difficult to fully engage with the present moment, or to dedicate sustained focus to important tasks or activities. Intentionally wasting time by disconnecting from the digital world is not about rejecting technology altogether. It's about establishing healthy boundaries and reclaiming control over your attention. Try setting specific times throughout the day to check and respond to messages and emails, rather than allowing notifications to constantly interrupt you. Consider implementing digital-free periods, perhaps during meals, before bed, or for dedicated blocks of focused work or personal time. During these times, put your phone in another room or turn off notifications entirely. Also, make a conscious effort to use your phone and the internet with intention. Instead of passively consuming content, actively choose what you want to engage with and for how long. Dedicate fixed times for reading books, articles, or engaging in online learning, treating these activities with the same importance as scheduled appointments. By consciously stepping away from the constant demands of the digital world and setting intentional times for engagement, you create space for deeper focus, more meaningful interactions, and a greater appreciation for the present moment. This deliberate waste of time away from screens is an investment in your mental well-being, your focus, and your ability to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. The idea of wasting your time smartly encourages us to be more intentional about how we live. It's about understanding what truly gives our lives meaning and purpose, and then consciously dedicating our time and energy to those areas. We only have a finite amount of time on this planet, and it's so easy to let it slip away on things that don't truly nourish us. Instead of constantly striving for relentless productivity, let's identify those vital few areas that will bring us the most joy, growth, and fulfillment. And let's not be afraid to waste our time, our precious energy, smartly on those valuable things. Because in the end, that's not really wasting time at all. It's investing in a richer, more focused, and ultimately, more productive life. Thank you for joining me today on Mindful English. I hope this episode has given you something to think about. Until next time, take care, be mindful, and don't forget to waste your time smartly.